Okay, guys, I don't know, think this guy needs an introduction, but this is Mike V. Like, to be honest, I have 9 questions for you, dude. And Mike V's at $40,000 a month, and he just posted his Stripe screenshot in, I think it was the free group, which I really appreciated. And because I know sometimes it's scary to share. I know sometimes you think, dude, what are people going to say? What are they, it's not even what they think, but what are they going to say? And if you're not the braggy type, then maybe they're going to think I'm like that. And so I do appreciate it, because I think you'd be surprised how much people really get inspired by those posts. Way more people get inspired than get jealous. And the people that get jealous are going to just blame the program or me or everything else and quit anyway. So it doesn't matter. But Mike V's at 40K USD per month. And I just want to ask him questions personally about how he got there, what he's doing. And like, these aren't to fill time. These are like genuine questions. So I just want to basically jump right in. Aaron, I'm going to let you ask any questions that you have. I'm going to let you also, if you guys have questions, start dropping them in the comments. I'm going to have Aaron kind of moderate when there are questions that when we get to the end. So Mike V, in 42 minutes, I'm going to let you off this stream. If you can give us 42 minutes, I would appreciate that. And we're just going to get through as much as we can. Is that cool?
100%.
Beautiful. First and foremost, you guys need to follow Mike V on his Instagram page. He has 2, and he just followed me on his like business one. He has some really amazing content ideas. And by the way, I just saw the most awesome post you made where someone is massaging your head while you were working. And you had someone touching your feet, and like he basically had like 6, I don't even know what nationality these girls were, but you just look like a king, dude.
Yeah, it's one of the hacks is when you're printing, when you're making money, you got the massaging, you get a foot massage, you get someone doing your head, and you're just sitting there, checking strike balances, doing SEO. Makes for a good experience.
Dude, if you're not checking SEO and eating like some type of exotic fruit, you're really not living, you know?
For sure. No, it's good time over here in Thailand for sure. But yeah, no, I think things have moved pretty quick this year. It's been good.
What's your Instagram, bro? Guys, I'm serious. You guys should get inspired by what this guy's doing. And yeah, what's your Instagram, your personal or that one or whatever one? And people should follow you, should check out what you're doing, because this guy's making moves and he's just getting started. So what is it? And then I'll have, or I can even have Aaron go to Instagram, find Mike V, and just share his link. I'll just Aaron do that for you. Oh, he already did it.
Yeah,
Marcus
sweet. I
underscore.
dropped it in the chat.
There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, you can drop me a follow there to see what I'm up to, and I've also got a link to my business profile in my personal one.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, awesome. So let's just dive into this. We've already interviewed you before, so I'm not going to backpedal too much, but just real quick, tell us when you started and where you're living right now.
When I started Digital Landlords.
Yeah, when you started in the program, I know that you had a little bit of digital marketing experience.
Yeah.
Just when did you start in here?
I started in Digital Landlords about 26 months ago, and I'm currently in Thailand.
Can you guys still see me?
Yeah.
You're back. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think we cut out for a second.
Okay, we're good. Okay, I heard 20, you said 26 months?
Yeah, 26 months in Digital Landlords. At that time, I was back home in my corporate job, and we're in Bangkok now.
Okay, beautiful. So that's just to give a little bit of a backdrop. So basically a little bit over 2 years. So here's the first question I had. Go ahead.
Yeah, 2 years in Digital Landlords.
Okay. That's crazy, bro. I was in programs for 4 years and I was barely scratching 8,000 a month. So I admire people like you, Ryan Dalton, like that you guys are able to pick this up so quickly. I'm the type of person that just takes a long time to learn stuff. So I love it, dude. Okay, so remind me, because I don't remember when we talked last time. Did it click for you right away Or did it take you some time? I do remember you getting to 10K relatively quickly, but like, did that very first deal, and
Yeah.
I'm saying that for the people that just started, like, did it click quickly? And if so, why do you think that was?
Uh, right. It clicked pretty quickly compared to what I was doing for the previous 4 years because I was trying to figure out how to make money online for 4 years, and I was making $1,000 a month for 4 years. And then I joined your program, and I just worked as hard as I could, and it clicked pretty quick. I mean, it was pretty tough up until the first deal, just trying to believe in it and having the faith in everything. But I just read the book, the Think and Grow Rich book, and once that first deal got over the line, it was pretty smooth sailing from there. Like you said, you just need to repeat it, 8 more times or 40 more times or whatever you want.
Why? How long did it take you to get your first deal?
I think it was 4 or 5 weeks,
Okay,
or
that's
maybe 6. I think 5.
that's good, but it's not like you've got some guys like a week or 2 weeks. Like that's good, but it's not like overly, like, that's doable, for it's repeatable for anyone that gets in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, anybody could come in and get a deal in 5, 6 weeks. So this is what I'm trying to figure out. And the reason I'm having you on, dude, is like, I'm trying to figure out why it is that some people are so successful and why some people
Mm.
just want to, they're like, it's the same material, it's the same program, it's the same coaching calls, it's usually the same niches, but
Mm.
you're at 40K and there's people at zero that are blaming everybody else. Why do you think there's
Yeah.
people out there that have been in for 90 days, 6 months, and have no deals?
I think they might be comfortable, and not kind of want it bad enough. I remember when I joined, I was already going to quit my job and leave the country and pursue my dreams. So my back was against the wall, so I didn't really have a choice but to make it happen. And I knew really deeply what I actually wanted, like from digital landlords. I knew that it was going to be the avenue to live the life that I have now. So I think just understanding exactly like why you're, they'll get you through like the trench phase, because there's a trench phase to every type of business model and everything you do, like whether it's learning to ride a bike, close deals, you have to get through that trench phase, and that's basically impossible unless you have like a your why, and perhaps like forcing yourself to do it. Like if I wasn't going to quit my job, I probably wouldn't have worked as hard because I knew I've still got my paycheck coming in. So you got to
So
have an element of risk, I think, to go.
So how do people that, because I do know what you're saying, and essentially how I interpret that is like, when people are I swear comfort is the scariest thing ever, right? Because when you're comfortable, you don't want to move, because it's like it's like being in your freaking bed and it's cold outside. Like, you're just you're just content. You're just laying in those sheets and it feels so good. But you're gonna feel regret, and you're gonna feel these things, but it's so hard to get out because you're comfortable. So how do you, like, I'm kind of like you, bro, I think, because for me, that sounds like you'd already made up your mind that you're going to quit your job, you're going to go pursue your dreams. That's just what was going to happen. And so you're going to force yourself to make it happen, because you're going to make yourself uncomfortable. What do
Mm.
other people do, bro, that aren't that type, that they're not the type that's going to go quit? Because I did that same kind of a thing. I just kind of quit what I was doing before. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I have to figure this out. So, but maybe, like, there are people, not everyone's that type. That terrifies people. Do you think there's a way that people that aren't that type, that are comfortable right now in a job, in a
Mm.
whatever, that they can force that discomfort without, like, completely just throwing caution to the wind?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I don't recommend everyone does the same approach I did, especially if you've got family or something like that or other commitments. But I mean, I'm teaching a couple people local business lead generation myself. And some of them are in fairly comfortable positions, like they might have other income at the moment. And I think what works for those people is kind of setting goals for yourself each week and having like a bit of a timeline to make your first, $2,000 to $5,000. And then once you break that down into like weekly like KPIs or things that you need to tick off, at the end of the week, you can say, hey, did I do it or did I not do it? And I think it just comes down to discipline as well as a bit of that mindset training as well. And I'm sure you're still telling people to read that Think and Grow Rich book. So I think a combination of your mindset and having the discipline with like a set goal. That's what I'd recommend if instead of just throwing caution to the wind, perhaps.
Okay. I'm writing notes, dude. And I'm not, again, I hope you can tell I have all these questions, but I'm genuinely like having this conversation, like we're just sitting there having the conversation because I'm trying to extract out of your brain how we can, and sometimes it's hard because for me, I just do it a lot of times. And so sometimes it's hard for me to relate to other people because I've always thrown caution to the wind, dude. Like when I got my first sales job, it was door to door, 100% commission. We had a baby on the way. I was recently married. I had no money coming in, and I was like, "Yeah, sign me up. I can make. What's the potential? What's the best guy? What was the best guy in the company last year?" They said 90 grand. Okay, awesome. So that's the I can make at least 90 grand. Okay, sign me up. I know I'm as good as that guy. And that's just how I think. And I quit my job and we moved across the country and I made it work. When I started this business, I bought a program and I stopped doing that job to do this. And I just like, so sometimes I find it hard to relate and I don't know
Yeah.
how to tell people to make themselves uncomfortable because they just like they're just gonna die in their discomfort. I feel like. Aaron, do you have anything you want to add on this? Because Aaron is dude, this is one of the sharpest kids I've ever met. Very persistent, by the way. One of these days we're gonna do a live on how persistent this guy is. But Aaron, anything you want to add on this?
No, I mean, I think you're right on, Mike. It seems like we always do the thing we desire most in the moment, and just we live life generally choosing comfort. So,
Yeah.
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 And
Yeah, for sure.
and we trade temporary comfort for future regret, which is scary. I don't know.
I think to add on that, just thinking about how to like put really putting yourself in financial stress or family stress or whatever it is, uh, just having like a true understanding of like the shortness of life. And I was reading a lot of Stoic philosophy leading up to joining the group and also going hard with the travel side and like actually kind of meditating on that a bit and like just pondering like the shortness of life can motivate you in a way of, for me, is like there's so much to explore in this world. There's so many places to travel to. There's so much to experience, and you can't really appreciate that until you kind of understand that, hey, like we only really have 80 years here. So that's another way to kind of motivate yourself to work harder.
Yeah. This is a personal question. You said you had already made up your mind to quit your job and chase your dreams, right?
Yeah.
What are your dreams? What is it that because I think people are either motivated by they're running away from something they're scared of or they're running towards something that they want. What are your dreams that you wanted to quit your job and use this to achieve?
Pretty much doing it now. Like training Muay Thai, waking up whenever I want. I ride my scooter through the mountains to the beach every day. Got a pool villa with a nice blue pool in it. I'm hanging out with other guys doing the same thing. I
That's
don't have to go to my corporate office and like sacrifice my authenticity. I don't have to live in anyone else's shadow and do stuff that's inauthentic, which I think can just impact the quality of your life when you have to go to a job that you don't like and supplicate to a boss like it chips away at your soul. And I'm living my dreams now, so I'm happy as.
That's sick, dude. So you're living in Thailand. You basically every day you wake up when you want, and then you How many times a week are you going to the beach through the mountains on a scooter?
Every day I drive into Starbucks, get a coffee, hang out with some friends, and I still work extremely hard. Like I think last month I worked 30 days straight, just because I was so excited about uh, the business and I had a lot of momentum going.
That's crazy, bro. I love stories like that. Stories like yours, they are inspiring because it's like you are literally, it's like you're like literally living the Tim Ferriss 40-hour work week. Not this necessarily that's how much you work, but like just you're doing is it called Muay Thai?
Yeah, Muay Thai. Yeah,
I love it,
had my
bro.
first fight recently, which was fun.
Yeah, tell us so
Got in the
tell us about
ring.
that. How did you do, bro?
Yeah, good. It was. I mean, I've always done Muay Thai. I've always liked combat sports, and I was like, hey, I've got free time now. Like, so I signed up for a fight. Super nervous, but I was like, hey, the fight's signed. We've got to train hard now. We've got to prepare for war, and because I had digital landlords, I had all my money coming in. I was able to train twice a day. I was working like an hour or two, just keeping the lights on, and had the fight. Went well, no injuries, and got the win. So that was an awesome moment this year as well.
That's crazy. I love that, dude. It Yeah, there was a student that we had on. His name is I think it's Jordan. And I remember something that he said. He was talking about some of the stuff he wants to do with his son and stuff. And he was talking about this mountain that he wants to climb. And he said something that always stuck with me. He's like, imagine like living your whole life and not climbing that mountain. And he named the specific mountain. And I can't remember what mountain it was, but like that was an important mountain for him. And it's just insane that like there's so many things to do, so many places to see, so many like problems to solve, people to meet, experiences to have, foods to taste, cultures to experience. And all it is on the other side of like just doing the freaking boring work of what we have in front of us. I mean, you're an example of it, bro. What was your life like 27 months ago?
The trenches. I was working 40 hours a week. I was working 2 hours after work on the business, on the side business, on the hobby. At the time, I was training an hour a day in the gym, so I was flat out. I only had Sundays off just to recover. Then we'd be straight back in the trenches. And like those are the moments I look back on and kind of like revere and like hold dearly, like sitting at the desk, like looking out the window, just like dreaming of just in the absolute trenches, but like enjoying it, like knowing that it was going to work out because all of the work that all of the mindset stuff and Think and Grow Rich, that's such a massive part of it. And especially it is hard at the start when you don't have that mindset or you don't have other people around you who are doing it. But I think just listening to your advice and jumping on the live calls and just like embracing it, we get there in the end.
I think going back to what we talked about with like discomfort, one way I've found to make yourself uncomfortable is purposely putting yourself around people that are playing at such a higher level than you that you will feel uncomfortable because you're gonna see that like for them to go and buy a brand new Range Rover or a brand new G-Wagon tomorrow cash is an afterthought, or to book a charter a jet to go down to Mexico for 3 days and spend 20 grand is just something that you decide to do over a drink one night. And you're like, oh my gosh, if I'm gonna keep being friends with these people, I got to start being like playing a different game, because if I get invited in these things, I can't be the guy that's like, dude, what's the price of the jet? You know what I mean? So I think one thing that we can do to force that discomfort is get around people at a higher level, a much higher level than us, and it kind of makes us realize just how small we're playing compared to other people. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, eight to 10 weeks after joining Digital Landlords, I was on around 10K a month, and I was cruising on about 10K a month for about a year, like traveling around a bit. And it got pretty lonely just traveling by yourself. So I joined like a bit of a network of like other entrepreneurs, and like Nick says, like a lot of them were making some great money, like much more than myself. And just being around them, like pulling you up to a higher level, like you're absorbing the mindsets that they have, like you're thinking about what they're doing. And that was actually a key part because at the start of this year is when I joined that group when I was on 10K, and then fast forward 9 months later, we're on 40,000.
That's
So I
crazy.
attribute most of this year's success to almost all of it to that group of people.
And even the converse, and I agree, bro. And even the conversations, the way that they talk about things, like I've recently kind of like formed this relationship with this guy, and it's like just it's like casually like, oh, I'm gonna buy a house. This guy, a guy in Dubai, I think I'm gonna, he has, I don't know, I think it's like 14 places here in Dubai, and he just wanted to buy a villa, and he wanted to buy a villa, and there wasn't a budget. It was just what's the villa that we want, and I started like to dig in a little bit, and it was like, and he ended up getting one, and it was like 6 million or 7 million. It was just cash, no loan, no nothing, and you're like, okay, that's cool, man. Like it's the game is levels, and you just start going, oh my gosh, this guy's so much more. He's doing so much more than me financially. I got to keep up. So anyway, for those of you that are sitting
Yeah.
there going, I feel comfortable and I don't know what to do because I'm making $15,000 a month, guys. That is a lot compared to, your brother that works at Starbucks. That's great, but like 15,000 a month, I don't know how people live on 15,000 a month that have a family. And I don't mean that being at all condescending. I'm genuinely saying, like, when you look at gas, and if you have a pool and you're paying to heat the pool and the pool guy and the vacation, I mean, dude, you can't live on 15. I don't know how you live on 15 grand. And I know people are living on like 4 grand. Um, so those of you that are uncomfortable, one thing that you could try is getting around other people than your same friends that you go and, do, whatever, drink on at the bowling alley on Wednesday, whatever. So, okay. 2 more questions from me, 3 more questions, and then I want to go to Q&A. Mike, these are just random, and I want to know this because I swear to you, I'm trying to I'm asking everybody these questions, and so they're really kind of out there, but I just am curious. And there's no wrong answer, there's no right answer, but I'm gonna keep asking these questions because I'm trying to find commonalities. But um, are you a spiritual and or religious person, or would you consider yourself neither of those things?
Yeah, definitely. And open to religion. I think agnostic's the word. Definitely believe in some sort of high purpose or something, that we can't quite perceive in the third dimension, whatever that means.
Okay. I'm completely just
Why is
curious.
that?
Yeah, there's no, it's just I am observing, I'm looking at other things because you see things, you're like, oh yeah, all the people I know that are successful, they do these, but these are things that are like, I'm just curious. Other thing I'm curious about is uh do you are you actively involved with your time or money in any kind of like a charity at this point, or is it something that you plan on doing in the future, or is it just like not something on your radar? That doesn't make you a good or bad person. I'm just curious.
Mm. I don't have any charities, but I always tip like very, very heavily. Excuse me. Uh, especially at the villa, like you've got people cleaning the pool, people are coming through like planned maintenance, people come clean, and like I always tip like a really good amount.
That's cool.
And that's not only to kind of give back to people, with less opportunity, but also just building like an abundance mindset when it comes to money. And
I love
it's
that.
funny how it works, because when you start tipping more and like giving more, deals just land on your lap. Money is just comes to you, and yeah, I think I
I
think charity, in
agree.
whatever sense it is really good. You can't be stingy or you can't be scarce with money, because you maintain that reality if it is in your mind.
You know what's funny? You guys, I don't know, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but the guy that does all of our YouTube videos, he's also a student inside here. His name's Isaac. Um, he's 21, 22, I think. Maybe he's 22. Maybe he's 23. I don't know. He's young. He taught me something, and it pisses me off that I had to learn this from him, because I always I kind of treat him like little brother, I would kind of rough him up. But this one day we went to this gym. We were down in California, and we went to this gym. Like, we did like a late gym session because we went to Disneyland, and he'd never been, and my family went, and I invited him. Went to Disneyland, and me and him decided to go to the gym at like 11. And he went and bought like an energy drink before the gym because we were so tired. He bought like a whatever. And when you buy something, or you go to a restaurant, it asks for a tip, right? He tipped more than the drink. It was like a $4 drink, and he tipped, or the same. It's like $5. He tipped 5. And dude, he came over and he was like, he told me about it. He's like, you should have seen how happy this guy was. He was like, thank you so much, bro. And this kid, I'm like, what? Why would you tip he didn't do anything for you, bro. Why would you tip on that? And because I always used to get pissed when it would be like, do you tip? And he taught me, he's like, dude, I always choose the most. And I'm like, you're stupid, dude. And I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do that. And I swear to you, for a long time, I've been doing this. If I'm on my DoorDash, or like in Dubai, it's called Deliveroo, or if I'm at a restaurant, I always choose the highest amount. Like, if it's like 5, 7, or 20, I choose 20 every time.
Yeah.
And I swear sometimes I hesitate because I'm like, oh, that's like, especially if it's like $500 bill, you're like, dude, I just spent an extra whatever, $100. I swear to you, there's something about it though, that if you are, abundant, then abundance flows to you. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain
It's like a fulfilling thing. Like when you go to hesitate to the $20, for example, like when you go through with it, you're basically telling yourself, I know I'm going to close more deals, or I know more money's coming. Like, and that changes the whole way you operate. When you're on sales calls, like you're more relaxed. Like when you're doing your due diligence, like you're more motivated. And just touching on the DoorDash, we have Grab here in Thailand, and this dude rocked up a couple of days ago delivering the morning coffee. He's like freshly broke his hand, and he's driving his bike. He gets off his bike and he hands me the coffee, and I'm like, whoa, like this is a poor fella right here, and he's still in the trenches, grinding. And then he came back another week later. I tipped him $20, like the max I could in the app. Then he came back the next week and he showed me his doctor's certificate, and I was like, man, there's some really unfortunate people, but this guy's still out here, like putting food on his family's table.
It's in the way that, yeah, anyway, it's so true, bro. So anyway, you guys don't have to do that, but for me, I found that it's like a big thing. So kind of out there a bit, but it's true. So okay, dude, let's get into some Q&A. I'm gonna ask this last question, and I'm gonna have Aaron kind of like be the person that kind of coordinates all the Q&A, so I don't have to look at it. But the question that I'm having coming into this, and I'm just going to ask it to you because it's the question I'm trying to like think of I'm thinking about this the entire time, and this is why I wanted you on this call. But like, how can we help students in this program, inside of this group, replicate your success? Is it something that we can do, like my team, me, Aaron, Ashley, Isaac, and I'm sure it's a combination of both. And if so, what is it on the students? Like, how, dude, what can we, I wish I just knew the answer and we could do that thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to extract like, how in the world do we get people to have even a quarter of your success to just go and do it? Because there's no reason if Mike's at 40,000 in 2 years per month, US, why do some of you not have a deal? I don't get it. I don't get it. So Mike, how do we replicate your success, dude?
I think I think everything's there. Like, I did a bit of marketing before I joined, and I was going through the course with like a beginner's mindset and just following everything exactly as the training suggested. And I think the training's perfect. You follow it enough times, you're going to get deals. Uh, I think that a big part of the training that maybe people neglect, in place of the technical stuff like the SEO and the due diligence, is just the mindset side, the Think and Grow Rich book that you recommended, and some of the goal setting. Like, how many cold calls are you going to have to do to hit your $5,000 a month target, or whatever your target is? And if you don't have your target, then you need to set a target. And when you mentioned Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, the first chapter of that is D for definition, which is to actually define your ideal life. And you might be surprised at how many deals you need. You may only need two. I only need 1 or 2 deals to live my dream life at the start, because that was the price of 3 meals, a scooter, a cheap villa in Thailand. So that's what I'd suggest.
I love that. And just so everybody knows, we know that we can make improvements, and Aaron kind of alluded to that at the beginning. There are some massive. We're going to be. By the way, we are in the planning stages of redoing to version 3.0 the training, and without giving too much away, we have some really interesting stuff. So just know that we know that like we can improve. It's not like there's not things that we can do better. The fact of the matter is, though, that with the exact same training that is currently available, Mike has managed to get to $40,000 USD per month, while also fighting and training for a fight, while also riding his scooter to the beach every day, while also getting head massages while he's checking his Stripe account. let's not forget about that. So anyway, bro, dude, it's been
Send a picture for the group.
yeah, send that picture. You should post that picture, by the way. That's an epic. I saw that on your story and I was like, I love that story. That's a really good story you posted. So, um, I want to get into a little bit of Q&A, but I do just want to first, before we go in the last 10 minutes, just thank you for coming on, because I know your time is super valuable. At $40,000 per month, guys, his time is worth a lot. And so I hope you guys like listen to what he's saying. And I've heard you say a couple things. You've repeated a couple things, which I've made a note of here. And you've inspired me to go and reread Think and Grow Rich for the like third or fourth time, even though I was probably the one that like tried to get you to do it in the beginning when you watched the training. But you've mentioned that a couple times, which has got me thinking, you know what, I really should dig back into that. What a powerful book. So I hope you guys are listening to Mike. He is somebody, if you guys are not at 40,000, you should be thinking, what is this guy doing that I'm not doing? Or what is he, as Hormozi always talks about, what is he not doing that I am doing? And go do that. It's
100%.
extremely simple.
Yeah, that's a huge part of getting from the 10 to the 40 and beyond, is what are you not doing? Like you say, in the YouTube videos, it's simplification, just focusing on rank and rent only, say no to everything else, at the right time, and focusing on the one thing is how you're going to really scale this business. And to be honest, like today, I worked a couple of hours. I got 38 active retainers, and I literally got not much to do. Like, it's all systematized. That's because I'm focusing on one thing.
Beautiful, bro. It's beautiful. Get good at one thing. Get good at doing a $1,000 a month flat fee lead gen deal in 4 or 5 niches, and doing it again and again and again and again and again. And you're gonna get rich. That's it. So Aaron, let's bust a couple questions for Mike if there's any in the chat.
Yeah, we got some good ones. So Daniel said, Mike, if you had to restart, how fast would you get back to 40K? So I'm assuming, like, knowing now what you know, like how fast do you think you could scale? Or
At the moment, I've probably got about 5 active deals in my pipeline, my Airtable. So I'm probably closing a new retainer every week. So about 40 weeks, I'd get back to 40K.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I would probably add that Mike would probably do that while maintaining the exact same lifestyle that he's got right now.
100%, everything systematized. If you're on around 10K and you're looking to get to 40, I definitely recommend a good book. It's called Systemology. I've never really been like a super organized guy, but Systemology has made systematizing the business like extremely easy. I recommend that to everyone.
Beautiful. I'm gonna write that down.
Awesome. I'll put that. Cool. I'll put that in the chat. Yeah. And then Kurt Clark says, where are your customers? Is it US or is it Australia? Where
Yeah,
are
so
most of your customers?
pretty much all my clients are in New Zealand. I've got 2 in Australia,
Oh, nice.
and the time difference is about 5 hours. So I still wake up at 10 a.m. my time, which is like 5 o'clock in New Zealand. But we're the ones sitting on digital gold, so they pick up the phone.
But I thought you couldn't do this outside the US.
So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have most of your clients in New Zealand, not Australia, right? Because you're from New Zealand.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, weird. I didn't know you could do this in
Wow.
other countries. Weird. Just kidding. That's
I
dope,
honestly didn't
dude.
know that New Zealand was such a market. That's awesome. I
That's
thought it was just
great.
like honestly mainly Australia and the US, but that's
That's
great.
sick, dude. That's
Yeah.
sick. Keep going.
Jury says, how is your week/month structured for achieving those 40K? What are the crucial tasks you do to progress that fast? And he says, by the way, I've got pretty similar goal in mind with the Muay Thai mastery, whatever combat sports you're in. You're really inspiring. Thanks for the nuggets you dropped so far. So I guess kind of how you structure to move the needle.
Yes, we did. Thanks for the compliment on the inspiration. In terms of moving the needle, uh, I honestly don't have too much structure in my business. Like my whole mindset is just wake up and like get in the trenches, basically. But that being said, where I'm at now with the business, what actually got me from 10 to 40 was what does 40K a Mike do? What does 40K a Mike do? And I literally embodied that at the start of the year while everyone was partying for New Year's. I was reading books on productivity, and it took 9 months to catch up with the actions in terms of hitting the 40K a month goal. Some key parts of that were also getting my CRM dialed in. So I've got to thank Ben Van Harten in the group. He's actually in digital in this in Thailand. So getting your CRM sorted, uh, that's extremely important. Getting your lead reporting sorted, getting some sort of system to look at your prospecting deals, and obviously how many leads your current clients are getting. And I'm going to thank Ryan Dalton. He's actually an integral part of the business in terms of outsourcing some of my web builds and also his ranking engine system. I wouldn't be here without that.
Beautiful. And
Awesome.
as a teaser, the version 2.0 of Ryan's rank and rent engine is very close to being completed. So more to come on that. But anyway, keep going.
Yeah, we got some really good comments here. I'll just mainly go to the questions, but we got some really cool comments, and a lot of people appreciate what you're saying, Mike. So thanks a lot for hopping on. Matthew, he kind of has like a similar question. He says, yeah, like, what do you do? What does your week look like in terms of delegating tasks for grabbing deals? And I mean, I guess I can just say, probably put in the way you got to 40K was by selling $40,000 worth of deals. So obviously that sales part. So I'll personally ask, like, do you still do the closing calls and like, have you outsourced everything but the sales, or?
And so the only thing I'm outsourcing at the moment is the SEO builds, or the SEO website builds, and I've got a guy that does all my blogging, and I think he employs his cousins in the Philippines. So yeah, I mean I'm on 40,000 USD a month, and I don't have a big team. I haven't got a huge bill of people that I have to pay. The profit margins are pretty good. I've got my Google Ads bill, and then I've got maybe $3,000 to $4,000 of blog post costs and outsourcing to Ryan's team. And in 6 months, those costs, the profit margins are going to be even bigger. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of the fact that I've only have one person that I really outsource to, and the rest is just on
Wow.
kind of autopilot.
So are you still handling all the sales yourself, like the prospecting and the setup and the close?
Yeah, so I still do all the sales calls. Uh, yeah, pretty much. People, the way I do my prospecting is I actually get people coming to me now just through my Instagram profile. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, we'll see if I need to employ some more people to get to 66,000 a month. But I think the way everything's set up and systematized and automated, I think I'll be able to get to 66 without having to figure out building a team,
Wow.
more of a team.
That's
A little
awesome, bro.
lazy
We got
guy.
like just like one more. Yeah, we got like one more question. Nathan, guys, he put in the link to the book, so thank you for that for systemology. Oh, we got two quick questions, and then you can just bullet fire these. So
No
Jared said,
rush.
"Is your technical SEO team in Thailand with you?" So it sounds like you just got that one guy. Is he
Yeah, so we got a team in the
Thailand?
Philippines, just
Okay,
one guy doing the blogs with his cousins and a bit of
nice,
WordPress work.
cool. So that's yeah,
And
that's
the
just in the
other part of,
Philippines. Did you get them? Oh, sorry, I
oh,
was gonna say,
sorry.
did you get them on onlinejobs.ph or would you find that guy?
Yeah, onlinejobs.ph. I've been with him for 8 months. He's amazing. I definitely recommend onlinejobs.ph for outsourcing. Like really respectful people with good English, and if you treat them well, they treat you well.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, we just got one more question. Nathan says, and I know this depends on like if you ask this question now or like you said in 6 months once a lot of your sites rank, but how much of the 40K per month is profit? Just about.
About 65%.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm ranking these sites really fast thanks to Ryan's team, the way they set everything up. So I'm able to like reduce the ad spends pretty quickly.
That's
And
awesome.
guys,
Wow,
just
good
to
stuff, man.
add to that real quick, if Mike were to take everything in-house and do it all himself and be a solopreneur, apart from the ad cost that he has, I bet he would be closer to 70, 72, 75% profit margin. But he's doing exactly what I did, which is he's building out a team. He's got people doing content. He's scaling it, and he's also got an incredible lifestyle. So you can do this as much, like he's doing it smart. So yeah, he's got a 55% profit. Let's say he's bringing in, what is it, $23,000 in his pocket every single month, $250,000. That's his money, but he doesn't have to do jack shit. That's why he's fighting Muay Thai fights, right? And that's
Yeah.
the beauty of the entire thing. And so some of you guys are so scared to get somebody because, oh, I'm gonna have a recurring cost and I gotta good, just go replace it. Go. Your content person right now, I'm sure I don't know, maybe how long have you had that person? You said 8 months. So you've had them since the time you were probably at 25,000, and you've probably added one or two of his cousins, but you guys, we're trying to scale this thing. We're not just trying to like keep every dollar in our pocket and do all the work. It's a lifestyle as well.
100%. And let's look at my 38 current deals. Let's say it's about a 60 or a 55% profit margin. Those same 37 clients in a year's time, I can guarantee are going to be 95% profit margin. So I'm investing in taking over the Google board and like getting these sites just printing money every week on autopilot
By the
because I've put in
way,
the work ranking them.
I love that you call it the Google board. Just so you know, I heard that on one of your videos and I was like, I like that. It sounds like it's like an interesting way to say it, the Google board.
The
Anyway,
Monopoly board. I'm still running the same sales script, telling them it's the Monopoly board, and they love it.
and I know exactly what you mean. I just have never heard it called the Google board, and it makes total sense, and it's kind of a fun way to say it. So anyway, just a side note. So um
Yeah.
Mike, dude, I have so many more questions, but we don't have time. I'm gonna send you some voice notes on WhatsApp about some stuff. Um, but dude, more than anything, I think obviously kudos to you because you did the work. You make the program and us look good, but I do appreciate you coming on, bro. I hope you know that. And everybody, please give Mike a thanks for jumping on and spending his time. dude, when are you gonna hit? What's the goal to hit the 50? Like so 1,000, you're doing about a deal a week. So what, in about 90 days, roughly?
Yeah, I want to get to 100,000 New Zealand dollars. Well, we'll get there. And I think that's about 66,000 USD. And I think after that, I'm just going to be focusing a bit more on traveling more around the world and uh, getting a bit more systematization done.
Love that, bro. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable that I don't know. Do you ever get this way? Sometimes you wake up and you're like, dude, I'm literally selling air. Like, you guys have seen the Lorax, right? Have you guys seen the Lorax, that movie?
No.
Yeah, a while
Okay.
back.
You don't have to, if you haven't, but you should watch it. There's, it's hilarious. A Dr. Seuss movie. And the guy, that little short guy, the something O'Hare, I don't know his first name. He's a little short guy with the most amazing haircut. He sells air. Like, he's literally like polluting the air and selling it back to him. But I always am like, dude, I swear it's like we're selling air. Like, we're just giving these people but it's also a valuable service because like, you could argue, well, if you didn't do this, then they would no, they wouldn't get the leads. The leads would go to the home advisors and the Angie's List and the big guys. We're fighting and
Yeah.
helping the little guys. So no, just because we're in there doesn't mean those leads would go to them. That's not true at all. We're taking the leads from the big guys, we're partnering with the little guys, and we're helping them do business. So
Yeah.
I joke about us selling
Yeah.
air because it feels like we're cheating, but we're offering something that's so valuable that it changes these businesses entirely. So anyway, Mike, thanks for jumping on, bro.
Just my fault on that. Like, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's real business sometimes when you're just looking at these Stripe accounts with all the green ticks coming in and you're getting the head massage. But I've got some feedback recently from some guys in New Zealand that uh, their businesses were going to go under. Like, they were literally going to have to close down their shops. And I get messages saying, "Hey, like, we're on a pretty grim spot, and like you've literally saved us. We're now at a point where we could be taking on more people. So like you literally are changing people's lives. So it's a beautiful business model in pretty much every way possible."
It's dope, dude. I love it. Awesome. Thanks for jumping on. And Aaron, thank you as well, brother.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
guys. Cheers.
Talk soon, guys. See ya.